Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Grace Regato Field. It's senior night. The game hasn't quite started. Somerville's not here yet, but they're introducing the seniors. I'm guessing the first one was Liani S. I can't really hear Mr. Smith, so I'm guessing who's being introduced. The seniors are Leilani F., Alyssa Bennett, Eliana Alas, Kylie Mills, Maddie Meager, Olivia Howe, and Manuela Lozado. So there's 6 of them. And they're being introduced here on senior night as they're taking on the Somerville Highlanders. Parents are here, flowers being given. Big night for the seniors as they're a heartbeat away from becoming freshmen all over again. Ending a great career. So the parents are here, balloons, their numbers are out on the fence. Big sign says seniors to the left of the dugout. And a very big night. They can see the end. By the end of this month, the 1st of June, their high school careers will be over. It kind of flew by. I recognize this one, Manuela Lozado. They didn't go numerically. So the 7 seniors being honored, their parents all smiles, cameras all over the place. Parents, relatives, friends, loved ones celebrating a big day. It'll be bigger when they go home. They'll probably have all kinds of parties. So we're almost set for softball. We've introduced the seniors. We'll get ready. Somerville is just now showing up. And we'll get ready to get started here at the Grace Regatta Complex. We'll be right back. Welcome back as we're set to start the game here on senior night for Glasgow. Michaela Poisson's first pitch, low for a ball. And I apologize up front. Someone was here very late. Coach made out a roster, but he only gave me last names. So this is Grover, the second baseman, leading off. Swing and a miss. Glasgow comes in at 8-4. Somerville has a game that they have to finish. They have a tie. They're 3-8-1. They're playing one game and it got dark and they had to call it off. And they'll have to finish it up. The bunt, they pushed it too far. Easy play for Poisson. The play goes 1-4. Newell, the second baseman, with the first baseman charging. So it goes 1-4 for the out. 1 up, 1 down for Somerville. The Highlanders against the Lady Rams. The pause is to shut the gate behind first base. Everybody was walking in and out of there to get onto the park. The shortstop, French, is the hitter. Lined in the left center field for a base hit. Looking for two. She's in with a double. She got all of that one. She split Mills in left and Lozado in center. And goes in standing up with a double. Donovan, the pitcher, will be the hitter. She can help herself here. Off the catcher, didn't go far enough. Looked like he was trying to bunt. They called it a strike. They said she offered. Pops the bunt up. Easy play for Rachel Dana at third. So she's bunting more for a hit than a sacrifice, but she got under it in an easy play, a pop up high in the air. Dana with the easy play. McWeeny, the catcher, will be the hitter. Waves at that pitch for strike one. And she hits her right on to number two. Right in the middle of her back. So a double and a hit batsman put runners at first and second with 2 outs for the Highlanders. Tejada, the left fielder, they're checking on Donovan to make sure she's okay. That was pitcher against pitcher. And one pitcher hit the other pitcher. In for a strike. So 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the first inning. Finally getting started. Somerville was very late. Nice pick by Maddie Meager behind the plate. Hit, knocked down by the first baseman. She can't make a play. So Tejada's going to reach on the error. Extends the inning, loads the bases. So they hit a trifecta. They got a double, a hit batsman, and an error to load the bases. Coco, the third baseman, will be the hitter. Up and away for a ball. Looked like an easy play, but Braswell went over, off her glove, deflected too far away from it for her to make a play. Down and in, 2-0. Up and away, 3-0, on the verge of walking in a run. We mentioned Somerville late. I was walking, I went down to get, I finally left my car sitting there for a while. I went down at 4 o'clock to get the classical lineup. And that was the starting time of the game. And Somerville was still nowhere to be found. The Greater Boston League, and I guess everybody having a whole lot of trouble with buses. Chopped foul, so it was 3-0. Now it's 3-2, so a big payoff pitch coming up for both teams. The payoff pitch, line foul. We'll do it again. Hit foul again. Coco, the third baseman for the Highlanders, hanging around. One more time. Coco trying to wear out Poisson. Wide for ball 4, so Coco wins the battle. She gets an easy RBI as French walks home. The bases are still loaded for Andolino, the first baseman. Foul tip held on to by Meager. Down and in for a ball. Hit the second base. Just a little pop. It died in the dirt. Newell over to Braswell. They get the third out, but not before Somerville comes up with a run. They get on base 4 different ways: a double, a hit batsman, an error, and a walk. The walk forced in the run. So you get a run with a hit. The walk hurt, the error hurt, and Somerville grabs a 1-0 lead as we move into the bottom half of the first inning. For Glasgow, will be the pitcher, Nikayla Poisson, the pitcher, leading off. Playing third and batting second, Rachel Dana. The center fielder, Manuela Lozada, will hit third. In the cleanup spot is the shortstop, Nevaeh Eth. Lauren Wilson, the right fielder, will hit number 5. Batting sixth and playing first base, Brooke Braswell. Catching and batting seventh, Maddie Meager. The left fielder, Kylie Mills, will hit number 8. And picking up the tail end of the batting order, playing second base and batting ninth, is Lily Newell. So the error hurt, the walk hurt. The walk forced in the run. Poisson has walked a batter, hit a batter. And Donovan on the mound has been given a 1-0 lead before she throws a pitch. Greater Boston League action. I still can't get used to saying that because it's classical, but classical and English both jumped the Northeastern Conference and moved over to the Greater Boston League. And they put on some extended mileage doing it. I don't know if they get frequent flyer miles for the trips they make. Tough for Somerville to get here. And again, Somerville has to do it twice. They have to come here to the Grace Regatta Complex to play classical and to play English. English and classical only has to make the trip to Somerville once. They're probably saying, thank God for that. That's a trip and a half. Especially 3, 4 o'clock. So pitcher against pitcher here. The last time was pitcher against pitcher. Donovan tried a bunt and popped it up for an out. Up and in for a ball. Hit in the air. Long run for the center field. That's a very nice job by Benevento. The left fielder was not even close. Center fielder had to go a long way into left center field. Looked like it was a drop for a base hit. Outstanding defense by Benevento. Takes a hit away from Poisson. Rachel Dana, the hitter. Daughter of Derek Dana, the outstanding baseball coach, a former very good baseball player at St. Mary's, but coaching does a great job at St. Mary's coaching baseball. Both his daughters went here. His older daughter graduated last year. Rachel is still here. She'll have another year. Not one of the seniors that's graduating. She got out in front of that, pulled that a long way foul. Hit it a ton and pulled it foul. And hits it well again and pulls it foul. Up and away for a ball. 1-2 the count to the Ram third baseman. Pulls another one foul past third. Another big tip of the hat to the Babe Ruth people. They don't have to do this. The city is supposed to take care of this park because it's public school softball, but Dave Raymond, the head groundskeeper here for Babe Ruth, does a fantastic job. High for a ball. Rich Avey, the new president. They've got a lot of great workers. They had to do it for a while for the baseball field, with Frazier Field not ready. Frazier is now in full swing, except for the lights. We hope they fix those. But Dave Raymond and Babe Ruth people do a tremendous job. They get this field looking good. Popped up foul. Rachel Dana hanging around. She's fouled off 6 or 8 pitches. But Babe Ruth put the circle in, drags the field, cuts the grass, puts the foul lines in. They don't get a nickel. That one hits her on the shoulder. So Dana wins that war. Both pitches have hit a batter. The hit batsman to McWeeny, the Somerville catcher, helped Somerville push a run across with a bases loaded walk. Manuel Lozado hits it into left field for a base hit. Dana takes the wide turn around second, hustles back. So Lozado jumped on the first pitch and drilled it into left field. Classical has 2 on with 1 out for Nevaeh S., the shortstop. Solid shot, pulled it foul. Jumped on the first pitch and drilled it. Took it out front just enough to push it past third base foul.
Chip the water for $1. Chip for $1.
Way inside for a ball.
What?
1-1 the count to the shortstop. High for a ball, 2-1. That's way up. He just changed the score, but I thought it was 3-1. It's 3-1. In for a strike. The runners take off as they throw the ball back to the pitcher, so they both move up. Nobody looked at him. Dana took off, Lozado right behind her, so now they're at second and third. They hit the third. They make the play at first. So Neth rounds up third to first. We'll get an RBI. Glasgow's tied it up as Dana scoots home. So that double steal paid off. Lozado now at third for Lauren Wilson. Down and in for a ball. Lauren, outstanding athlete, basketball, soccer. She had become the goaltender in soccer, and she did a great job for Glasgow. I believe they won the Greater Boston League Championship. That was way up and in, and she punched it foul. Hit off the shortstop's glove. The error on the shortstop is going to give Glasgow the lead. Wilson hit it hard, and as she went down to get it, went off her glove and out in the outfield. Lozado will score the second run. Glasgow's grabbed the 2-1 lead. Wilson's at first base with 2 outs for Brooke Braswell. Hits it into left field for a base hit. Hustling all the way to third. They're going to send her home. Out at the plate. Nice tag by the catcher, McWeeny. So I took a chance and sent her home. And she's cut down at the plate. But Glasgow comes up with 2. They double up on Somerville. Somerville got 1. Glasgow gets 2, and that's where we are. Glasgow 2, Somerville 1 at the end of 1. 8-9-1 for Somerville as we start the second inning. Higgins, Benevento back to the top of the order. Grover as Pochon will start her second inning. Somerville got 1, Glasgow got 2. That one bounces behind Higgins. Higgins is the right fielder. Swing and a miss. Low for a ball. Way up. That's a major league wild pitch off the backstop. Bounces all the way down to the first baseman, Braswell. High for ball 4. Second walk given up by Poisson. Benevento, the center fielder, will be the hitter. She made that nice running catch. That was big in that first inning. Took a hit away from Poisson. Glasgow got 2 runs after that. Down and in for a ball. Nice start by Meager. Tries to bunt and misses it. That was ball 2. That was up and away. Instead, it's 1-1. Try to bunt it again. They throw it down, and he can't handle the throw. So Higgins is in with a stolen base. The 1-2 pitch up and coming. Call third strike. First strikeout by either pitcher. Grover led off the game trying to bunt. And push on the pitcher threw her out. Nice stop again by Meager and a pitch in the dirt. Down and in for a ball. That one bounces the home plate, so it's 3-0. In for a strike. As you expect, Grover taking a long look. Still be fussy with the count 3-1. In for strike 2. Poisson trying to come all the way back after being down 3-0. French the shortstop on deck. Up and away. So first and second with one out. French the shortstop, the first pitch she saw, she ripped it into left center field for a double and scored the one run that Somerville got in the first inning. Hits the first pitch to short. Nice job by F, the shortstop, getting the force at third. So French hit it well again, but she hit it right at the shortstop. So there's two-way now at first and second. Donovan, the pitcher, tried to bunt and popped it up to the third baseman, Rachel Dana. In for a strike. Way up and away. Meager's having a tough time behind the plate, chasing pitches everywhere. That one Meager couldn't get. Bounced in the dirt, the runners will move up. So it makes it a little more difficult for the defense now. First and second, a ground ball, you got to play at any base. Now, ground ball, you have to go to first as the runners move up to second and third. You can probably hear that wind blowing. It's a gorgeous day. Nice stop by Meager again. When that breeze stops and the wind starts blowing, it's comfortable. It's actually warm. It's up in the 70s. But then every once in a while that wind picks up and it really blows hard. And that's ball 4. Bases loaded again with 2 outs from McWeeny, who got hit by a pitch. And we're going to get a conversation on the mound with pitcher and catcher. His confidence is everywhere, first and second, short and third, the three outfielders. Gives Somerville coach a chance to talk to his hitter. Four walks in the 2 innings. The one in the first forced in a run. The three here in the second have loaded the bases. Again, nice stop by Meager. She's doing a job and a half behind the plate. Swing and a miss. McWinnie, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Up here in the second inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs. High for a ball. Portion having trouble consistently throwing strikes. Up and away for a ball. 3-1 on the verge of walking in another run. In for a strike, and again, big payoff pitch coming up, 3-2. Wow, that's a little bit of a break. I gotta say, I'm rooting for Glasgow, obviously, but that looked a little bit high, but she got the call, she'll take it. So Somerville leaves the bases loaded. They did it without a hit. Porchon gets her first 2 strikeouts. The big one is called third strike with the bases loaded, 2 outs. So Glasgow hangs on to that 2-1 lead. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 for the Lady Rams. As we move into the bottom of the second inning. Glasgow will be one of the 4 teams playing here at the Grace Regatta Complex the last weekend of May, Saturday evening, and starting around 11 o'clock Sunday morning, it will be the annual John Holland Memorial Tournament. English, Glasgow, St. Mary's, and Swampscott, the 4 teams. Prior to that, the same 4 teams will be playing Friday night and Saturday afternoon at renovated Fraser Field in the 2nd annual Dougie Mullins Tournament. So it'll be tournament weekend, the last weekend in May. Maddie Meager, Kyle Mills, Lily Newell, the 3 hitters for Glasgow, to face Donovan, who will be starting her 2nd inning of work. Meager, the catcher, has been outstanding behind the plate in the first 2 innings. She's done blocked a lot, picked a lot, dug it out of the dirt. And she drills it in the center field for a base hit. She's going to keep going as it gets off the center fielder's glove, so she's going to get a single and the error. She started to hold up at first and then almost bobbled in the outfield. She just kept going, so she's in scoring position with nobody out for Kyle Mills, the left fielder. Good hustle by Meager. Foul tip off the catcher. Meager's making a presence felt right away. Behind the plate, now up at bat. Off the fist, she fouls it. Off to the right side. Went into the Somerville dugout. So 0-2 the count to the Rams left fielder. Hit foul off the backstop. We'll do it again at 0-2. High for the ball. Low for a ball. Nice stop by the catcher McWeeny. Keeps Meager at second base. Down and in. Meager takes off and she steals third base. She was threatening. She was getting way off the bag. They didn't throw it. So she said, if you're not going to throw it, I'm going to take off. So she's at third base with nobody out. And the count goes full to Mills. It might have hit her back, but it's ball four in there. She bailed out. I thought it hit her back, but they called it ball four because she just takes off and goes to second base. So second and third with nobody out for Lily Newell, the second baseman. First pitch missed for a ball. Waves at that. 1-1. Top of the order. Michaela Poisson on deck. Nice stop by McWeeny again. Kept it in front of her. 2-1 the count to the Rams second baseman. Hits it over the first baseman's head for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score going into second base. Newell gets a double. They throw it away. She's going to go to third. Found a spot right over the first baseman's head. So the error pushes her to third with nobody out. Michaela Poisson can help herself. She hit what looked like a base hit, and center fielder Benevento went a long way to left center field to pick it off and take the hit away. So she's 0 for 1. Up with a runner at third. Klaus will get 2 more runs in. Off the catcher is going to bring the run home. So the first 3 hitter here in the second inning have scored. 2 on the double by Newell. The error put Newell to third. Now the wild pitch brings Newell in. Off the second baseman's glove. Nice try. Good bid by Grover. She had to go way to her right to try to pick that little soft line drive. So Poisson is the 4th straight hitter to reach in his second inning. Rachel Dana got hit by a pitch and scored the first classical run. She fakes the bunt. They take off, and he steals second base. She wasn't looking to bunt. She was looking to help protect the runner stealing. So another runner in scoring position for the Rams. Swung and missed on a pitch in on the hands, and Poisson winds up at third base. Off-speed pitch hangs high. Hits it foul past third. She had a bundle of foul balls her first time up before she finally got hit by a pitch. Popped up. Third baseman Coco makes the play. That's the first out here in the second inning. Manuel Lozado, first pitch she saw, she drilled it in the left field for a base hit. In on the fist, she fouls it off. Way in on the hands. She scored the second run that gave Classical the lead after one inning. Hits it in the air, long run for the left fielder. Gets there, the runner's going to score, so Lozado will get an RBI. Poisson stealing third, had it pay off. She scores on the sacrifice fly. Swing and a miss. Van Ness bounced to third, but she got an RBI when the run scored from third. In quickly, 2 strikes. She's the 7th hitter in the inning. For Glasgow, 4 of them have scored. Late swing, that was way up and in. She just chopped at it and just chopped it foul. Line shot, hit the third baseman. That's a tough way to get a hit. We hope Coco's okay. I don't know where it got her. She's holding up around the face or the mouth. I hope she got a glove on it first. She wouldn't be standing if she didn't get a piece of that first. So we're hoping she's going to be okay. If you weren't with us at the beginning, this is senior night for Glasgow. 7 seniors for the Lady Rams. Leilani Eth, Alyssa Bennett, Eliana Alas, Kylie Mills, Maddie Meager, Olivia Howe, Manuela Lozado, as they tend to Coco, and we're just praying. She seems to be okay. I think she was more shocked than anything else. I think she deflected it, because if that hit her head on, she wouldn't be standing up. A solid shot and a half by us right at her. And it's classical trainer out taking a look at her to make sure she's okay. standing up. She's communicating, so seems like she's okay, thank God. You get scared to death. You don't want, regardless, home team, visiting team, winning, losing, you don't want to see anybody get hurt. Classical team gives her a round of applause. She's going to stay in. She's putting the mask back on. That's one of the reasons why a lot of the infielders and the pitcher started wearing a mask a while ago. 2 of the 4 infielders, second and third for Somerville, wear a mask. She says she's okay. We're thankful for that. Lauren Wilson will be the hitter. She reached on an error. And when Braswell got a base hit, she was stealing second. She kept going as the ball goes to the backstop. She kept going to third. They waved her home. And the throw from Tejada to Coco to the catcher McWeeny, who made the nice tag at the plate, they threw her out at the plate for the 3rd out of the 1st inning. Throw the count. Wilson, the 8th hitter in the inning. Off her foot. The first 4 in the inning reached and scored. They got the next 2 out. One of them a sacrifice fly, but then Eth ripped that shot off the 3rd baseman. Popped up. It's going to drop. It's going to be a base hit. Just a little flare. Too far for the pitcher. Too far away for the shortstop and the second baseman. I don't know what the question can be. They can't be saying, I don't know if the coach lost track and thought it was an infield fly. There's 2 outs. I don't know what that question could be. It was just a little soft pop behind the pitcher in front of the shortstop second baseman. It just died. In for a strike. Umpire likes that high pitch. Braswell got the base hit. Just saw Wilson thrown out the plate. Hits another shot. If they send her home, she's going to score this time. And sliding into third, safe. So that's the same thing that happened last time, except this time Wilson is safe. Everybody was running with first and third. Wilson was running. She comes all the way around the score on the base hit. Haskell's batted around. Maddie Meager started this inning with a base hit. Scored the first run. Haskell's put 6 on the board. High for a ball. Hit foul past third base. Hit in the left center field for a base hit. To the fence. Meager's going to keep going. She's in with a triple. So she's got an RBI, a single, a triple. She knocked in a run and scored a run, all in the second inning. Mills up for the second time. She walked and scored. Chased that pitch. It was down in the dirt. Count goes 1-1. So Mega hitting 2 shots, one for a single, this one for a triple. She can run. Swing and a miss. Hit in the air, just beyond the reach of the first baseman, foul. So we'll do it again at 1-2. This is, and we got deuce as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in inning number 2. Popped up. Shortstop makes the call and makes the catch. So a big inning for the Rams. They sent 11 to the plate. "11 hitters go to the plate. 7 of them score. And Classical has jumped out to a 9-1 lead at the end of 2 innings over Somerville. Tejada, the left fielder, will lead off. She reached on an error. And that error extended the inning, was followed by a bases loaded walk to give Somerville their 1 run. Push on his walk 4. That 1 walk is the only one that hurt her with the bases loaded. In for a strike. She's got a 9-1 cushion to work with now. Line foul past first base. She went the other way. But just hooked it foul. And on the fist, she fouls it off. Count stays 2 strikes. Right to the first baseman. Easy play for Braswell. Second time she's bounced to the first baseman. First time she reached. This time she's out. Coco, the third baseman, she's alive. She got hit with that solid line shot. Swing and a miss. She's got the 1 RBI. She walked with the bases loaded. Wishon walked 3 in the second inning, but she got a big strikeout to get out of it. Nice stop again by Meager behind the plate. That one bounced to the backstop. Two one the count. Glasgow well on the way for their 9th win, trying to get 10 to get into the state tournament. Looking for more than that, obviously, but you got to get 10 first. Popped up. Meager hustles. Took a step or two out fair territory. Picks off the easy pop-up. Two up, two down. Andolino, the first baseman, bounced out second and first. Hits it foul into the Somerville dugout. Chase, that pitch was way up and away. Portion got a lot of help with that pitch. 0-2. Didn't chase that one. That one hit the backstop on the fly. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hit long, high, and deep and foul. So you go way out in front of that one. Hit it well. Hit it a ton. But got way out in front and pulled it well foul. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Picks up her 3rd strikeout. First 1-2-3 inning for either pitcher. And we'll move into the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 9-1-2 for Classical. Leading it 9-1 over the Somerville Highlanders in this Greater Boston League battle. Both Classical teams doing well. The baseball team is exceptional. They're undefeated in the Greater Boston League. They've won like 12 in a row. I think they're like 13-1. Donovan will start her 3rd inning of work. She had a tough 2nd inning, giving up 7 hits. She's walked 1, hit 1. Both of them have scored. Lily Newell hit a double left center field. When he threw the ball away, she wound up at 3rd, and she scored on a wild pitch in that big 7-run 2nd inning. So 9-1-2 for the Lady Rams. That pitch was down and in, but she went for it, fouled it off. That one bounced in. Nice stop by McWeeny, the catcher. That one bounced in as well. 2-1 the count to the Rams' 2nd baseman. In for a strike. Evens the count at 2. He likes that high pitch. Look like a changeup that floated in. First strikeout for Donovan. Poisson had a hit taken away by the center fielder, Benevento, with a nice running catch the first time up. Last time up, she got a base hit and scored a run in that big second inning. Hit in the left field for a base hit. She's got her second hit. I think this is a pitch. I don't think this is Rachel Dana. But I can't tell because they're 800 miles away. So it's not Rachel Dana. They're pinch hitting. Dana got hit by a pitch and scored, popped to third. Chopped out in front of the plate. I think it was Eliana Alas. Gets thrown out by the pitcher for the second out. Poisson was on the move anyway. She's over at second base. Manuel Lozado singled and scored. Fly to the left, getting an RBI. So she's 1 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. She's the center fielder for the Lady Rams. And now Clausel's running all over the place as Poisson steals third. Second time she stole third base. Her third stolen base. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of that off-speed pitch. Hit in the air, straight right at the center fielder. Benevento makes the play for the third out. So for the first time in 3 innings, Clausel doesn't score. They get a hit in the base runner in scoring position, but they're out at the end of 3. It's still 9-1, Clausel over Somerville. 8-9-1 for Somerville as we start the 4th inning. Got a break with that pitch. That was way up and away. And Higgins swung right through it. Higgins drew a walk. Her one trip. That one bounces to the backstop. In for a strike. 1-2. Chased that pitch. It was down and in for strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Poisson. Second in a row. She ended the 3rd with a strikeout. Starts the 4th. Benevento, the center fielder, struck out swinging. Actually, excuse me, called out on strikes. In for a strike. One the count. Benevento was the center fielder for the Highlanders. In for a strike. one bounces to the backstop. Up and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. Porzo's got the strikeout pitch working. We're fifth, 3 in a row. Grover, the second baseman, tried a bunt, got thrown out by Poisson. She drew 1 of 3 walks in the second inning. Made it as far as third, but Poisson got a big strikeout with the bases loaded to end the inning. High for a ball. Down and in for a ball. That one bounces to the backstop. Hit foul over the Somerville dugout, and the count goes full. So another payoff pitch up and coming. We've had a few. So it's ball 4. Grover draws for a second walk. Poisson had retired 6 in a row, 4 of them by strikeout, before giving up her 5th walk. French doubled into left center field, scored the 1 run that Somerville has. Last time up, she hit it right on the nose and hit it right to the shortstop. Hits it hard again. Foul, pulled it foul. Swing and a miss. Callie Mills was the left fielder. She's now the center fielder. Popped up Rosado, who was the center fielder, became the shortstop. So the walk doesn't hurt. We're halfway through the ball game. Glasgow holding on to a 9-2 lead. I don't know if S came out of the ball game. They moved Mills over to center field. I thought it was Alas. Alas was a pinch hitter for Dana. I don't know how she can go in and play left field. But I've lost track of all goings on in softball now because it's almost like you make your own rules. Donovan will start her fourth inning. It'll be the middle of the order. 4, 5, and 6, and we'll find out if Eth was replaced because she's supposed to be leading off. Eth had grounded out third to first for an RBI, singled and scored, so she's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Coach Marlin going to his bench. I don't know if this is another pinch hitter. Probably trying to get some of those seniors into the lineup with a good sized lead. Now they're talking to the scorekeeper for Somerville. I don't get to see the numbers of Classical unless they get on base or come out in the outfield or around the infield. If they hit, I have no idea. I know that Eth was replaced at shortstop by Lozado, who was the shortstop last year. Short into left field for a base hit. It skips past, goes all the way to the fence. In at second base is Lalani Eth. So Lalani Eth hits Neve Eth and gets a double. This is Lauren Wilson. She reached on an error, trying to score in a single. She got thrown out at the plate. She singled and scored from first on a single. Chopped to third. Safe at first base. The other half of the Eth family goes over to third. So first and third, Braswell. Singled in 2 and scored. So she's 1 for 1 with 2 RBI and a run scored. Hit in the left field for a base hit. That might have been Alyssa Bennett, one of the seniors. Meager has had 2 great at bats. She lined a single and scored. Lined a triple, knocking in a run. 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Hits it a long way. All the way to the fence. Her second triple. Her second and third RBI. So she's got two RBI triples. Runner at third with nobody out. This is Kylie Mills, who's now the center fielder. She walked and scored, popped to the shortstop. Hits it in the left center field for a base hit. She hustles in for a double. For the second time in the game, first 4 hitters have scored. This time the first 5 hitters have reached. All of a sudden it's 13-1. In for a strike. Lily Newell has doubled in 2, scored, called out on strikes. Off the fist, off the second baseman. Newell's got her second hit. Mills had to stay at second base to see if, not knowing whether the ball would be caught or not. Michaela Poisson, the pitcher, fly to center. Had a hit taken away, actually. Center fielder made a nice running catch, Benevento. She singled the last 2 times up and she scored a run. Nice stop by McWeeny. So the first 5 hitters have scored. First 6 hitters have scored. Off McWeeny again, keeping it in front of her. Hit in the left field for a base hit. Mills will score. Poisson gets her 3rd hit, gets an RBI. The beat goes on. 7 straight hits. And again, this is not Rachel Dana. I think it's still Alas who hit for her and bounced to the pitcher. Waves at that pitch, it goes to the backstop. Everybody moves up. Popped up. Nice play by Donovan, the pitcher, to go get it. That's the first out. 7 straight hits ends with the pop up to the pitcher. Manuela Lozado singled and scored. Fly to the left, sacrifice fly, getting an RBI, and fly to center. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Popped up. Hits the fence that's protecting the Somerville dugout. She was the center fielder. She's now the shortstop. She was the shortstop last year. And they moved to the center field this year. Nice stop by McWeeny again. Line shot into left field, off the left fielder. On here in the outfield, Lozado moves to second base. First 7 players have scored. And they bat around again. Leilani started this with a double, scored the first run, up for the second time. In for a strike. Popped up. The catcher had it, couldn't hold on. Leilani S. We get a second life. Hit foul off the backstop. I'm guessing that the 5th inning will be the last inning because this is going to be a mercy rule win for Classical, unless Somerville has a humongous 5th inning. That draws a walk. Long Wilson's reached on an error, singled and scored, singled and scored. Overhead, Classical running. In for a strike. This is Wilson's had a day. She singled, tried to score in a single. She reached on an error, tried to score in a single. Got thrown off the plate. She singled, scored on a single. Hits it in the air. It's going to drop for a base hit. Everybody had to wait to see if the ball would be caught. Yeah. 9:30. Hit past third, foul. This is Alyssa Bennett hitting for Braswell, the first baseman. She's been up once this inning, singled, knocked in a run, and scored a run. Lined off the third baseman's glove. Everybody will move up a base. The beat goes on. Bennett's got 2 hits in the inning. Meager did that back in the second inning. 13th hitter for Classical in this 4th inning. Still only 1 out. Everything has been a hit. There's 1 walk. The bases are loaded for the Lady Rams. 8 runs in. You're a single and scored, tripled in a run, tripled in 2 runs and scored. She's 3 for 3 with 2 triples, a single, knocked in 3, scored 2. And she's done a great job behind the plate. And she just threw a walk for an RBI. Glasgow must be wishing right about now that somebody making out. Kylie Mills walked and scored, popped to the shortstop, doubled in a run and scored. So she's 1 for 2. Scored 2 and knocked in 1. Bottom of the order, not doing bad. The last 3 hitters have scored 7 and knocked in 7. Nice running catch. She had a run. Benevento had a run 1.5 miles. Left fielder nowhere in sight. The center fielder covered an awful lot of ground. That's almost 100 yards. She had to go way behind the shortstop in and made a tremendous play for the second out. Lily Newell, the second baseman, doubled in 2 and scored, struck out, singled and scored. So she scored 2 and knocked in 2. Fifteenth hitter in the inning. Swing and a miss. Eight of the 9 hitters have scored. Leilani Eth has scored twice. She beats it to first base for another base hit and another RBI. Just a little tapping down the third base line. By the time the pitcher got to it, she had no play anyplace. Porcelon up for the second time. Hits it in the air straight to center field. Benevento makes another play. And the inning is finally over. "16 hitters go to the plate. 10 of them score. It's 19-1 Glasgow going into the 5th inning. 3, 4, and 5 for Somerville as we start what's probably the last inning. Glasgow put 10 runs on the board. "16 hitters went to the plate. 11 got hits. Eight of the 9 hitters scored. Leilani Eth scored twice. That pitch was down in the dirt. Donovan popped to third and walked. So Glasgow obviously is going to go to 9-4. Someone's going to go to 3, 9-1. Chased that pitch over her head. 1-2 the count. Pitcher against pitcher here. Bounces in. And count evens at 2. And that's ball 4. Donovan draws her second walk. 6 walks given up by Porcello, but only one of them hurt. The one with the bases loaded that forced in the 1 run. In for a strike. McWeeny, the catcher, got hit by a pitch. Called on strikes. As the wind blows that, you can almost see the dust on your screen. The dirt blowing across. To the backstop. Jeez, that pitch was way over her head. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Line to the shortstop. She hit it well, right on the nose. Hit it right to Lozado. 1 away. Tejada, the left fielder, reached on an error, bounced to first. Missing low for a ball. Glasgow batted 11 in the second inning, scored 7. They batted 16 in the 4th and scored 10. Annihilating that 1-0 lead that Somerville had. That one bounces to the backstop. So a walk and 2 wild pitches have put Donovan at third base. And that's ball 4. Coco, the third baseman, we're very happy that she's okay. She walked, forcing in the 1 run. The bases loaded, she got the walk to force in the run, getting the RBI. She popped to the catcher her last time up, and she took that line shot up around the facial area, but wearing a mask, thank God she's okay. Swing and a miss. I'm kind of surprised that Somerville hasn't used their 2 subs. Trailing 19-1. Waves for strike 3. Two-way with runners at first and third. Andolino, the first baseman, bounced to second, struck out swinging. Swings and misses at that pitch. 6 strikeouts for Porcello. She's given up only 1 base hit. Up and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. Somerville's out of their last strike. Down in the umpire bailing out on that pitch. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the top of the 5th. Down and in for a ball that kind of goes full. And it's ball 4. Bases are loaded for the Lady Highlanders. Second time, Portion has walked 3 in an inning. Hit foul for a strike. Higgins has walked and struck out. Two quick strikes, and once again, Somerville down to their last strike. High for a ball. Meager does a great job behind the plate. She's not that big a target, but you gotta go all out to get it by her. Hit foul over the Somerville dugout. In a bunch of players at St. Mary's getting ready to play. I believe it's Concord Carlisle they're playing under the lights here. They're not going anywhere. One, two, the count. In on the hand, she fouls it off the fence that protects the Somerville dugout. And we'll do it again at 1 and 2. As the sun comes out a little brighter, but that breeze still picks up. So they leave the bases loaded. Glasgow's going to win the game in a mercy rule easily. 19-1. Somerville grabbed a 1-0 lead in the first inning. A double, a hit batsman, an error, and a walk with the bases loaded gave them a 1-0 lead. Glasgow got it back, getting 2 in the first to make it 2-1, and that was really all they needed. They batted 11 in the second inning, scored 7 to make it 9-1. They batted 16 in the fourth inning, scoring 10 to make it 19-1. Poisson walks 8, gives up a hit batsman, strikes out 7. Gave up only the 1 base hit, a double to French, who scored the 1 run. And Glasgow will go to 9-4. Somerville will go to 3-9-1. Everybody getting the act. Poisson had 3 base hits, scored 2, knocked in a run. Rachel Dana got hit by a pitch, scored a run. And Lozado had 2 base hits, knocked in 2, scored a run. Nevaeh Eth had an RBI ground out, singles, and scored. Leilani Eth had a double, a walk, scored 2. Lauren Wilson was on base 4 times, an error, 3 singles, scored 3, knocked in a run. Brooke Braswell had a single, knocking in 2, scored a run. Coming in hitting for her, Alyssa Bennett had 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored in the same inning. Maddie Meager had a game and a half. She was outstanding behind the plate. She had a single, 2 triples, a walk. She knocked in 4 and scored 2. Kylie Mills had a walk, a double, knocked in a run, scored a run. Lily Newell had a double, 2 singles, scored 2, knocked in 3. Everybody getting in the act, everybody run the bases. Classical has 2 huge innings, scoring 7 in the second, 10 in the fourth, and he win it going away, mercy ruling Somerville 19-1 for their 9th win of the season. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.